Well, good evening. Looks like we're up and running. Let me go over here to Stunt Hangar. Good evening. Looks like we're up and running. Had to kill the echo. I don't know what the heck's going on there. We go over here. Hey, Steve Berry. We are going to put the link into Stunt Hangar. And home at the bench. New topic. New topic. This is a Friday. And this is paste. Okay. Post. All right, the link's over on Stunt Hangar. We are up and running. Let's see here. We're gonna close out of that. All right, we're up and running. Ended up with a bunch of engines today. And I kind of got called away when I was doing a video on it. I had to go pick up the old lady. Oh no, I had to go pick up my tools. That's right. I was picking up tools at that time. Hey, Gary. Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I say, if I don't hear you, I don't know if it's
Oh,
working.
oh, okay. Um, I got a call today from Stuart Morrison, and he lives in Toronto or Canada.
Yeah.
And so he's asked me about getting on. So I went to the website with him, but at the bench is not there. So I told him to click on your membership, and they give you some money. Maybe you get it back on so he can get on.
I think he's the guy who, what's his name?
Morrison, Stuart.
He didn't, some guy just donated $5.
Okay, that might
If,
be him.
if $5 is all you can do, you need to keep it and give me a call and I'll work something out with you because, I get like a quarter out of it or whatever. Yep, you got to be a member at the bench. How did you see his screen? Did he give you his login or
He
something?
no, he called me. He called me, wanted to know because he's been sick for a while, so I don't know if we can get on. And I told him, well, I'll go through and get the website up and see if it's on there, but it's not on there. So if any of these guys get on the website and can't find it, how are they going to know what to
It
do?
says it was announced in open forum. You got to be a member to participate in the Hangouts. And the reason for that is, this costs money. And we got guys on here that have, never donated nothing. Not fair
Yeah.
to the guys that are donating. Well, I got me some Brodeck 049s today.
I saw that.
These are cute little boogers. Brodeck 049s. Got another brand new PA-75. Not sure I want to do another airplane with a PA-75. We got a brand new PA40 side exhaust. These are like jewelry.
You're just taking them out of the box there for the donuts where you had to leave.
Yeah, I was unboxing the box.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Thing of beauty. Got a couple LA 46s, some Super Tiger 34s or whatever. Never run. A 51. A lot of neat shit. Here is a PA 75, brand new in the box. You can tell it's never been run.
Nice little engines, aren't they?
Yep. They command a big price. Of course, when my dad was alive, I bought in 1974, I had a Dodge D100 pickup truck and bought it brand new. It was $5,000.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of money, but now that truck is, you know,
Okay.
75,000.
Yeah.
My dad said just move the decimal points, the same thing. That would have been 50,000. And then I got this. I've never had a Rojet before. I got a Rojet 40. I don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff. I'm probably going to sell some and give some away. And I'm not going to build airplanes for every one of these. This is brand new too. Brand new too. I wonder where Bob Hunt's at. Steve Smith and the rest of them.
I don't know. Come on, guys.
Well, this little header that goes on this Rojet 40 is a lot smaller than a PA header. The hole. I mean, I suppose I could do something with this, but I just don't fly 40 size airplanes anymore. And you get these guys say, well, a 40 puts out the power of its 60. No, it don't. No, it don't. Probably
Pretty chilly there today.
no, not
No,
really.
not bad.
Probably 60. I mean, I wish it would warm up, but
Yeah, it eventually will.
bought a little side door for my trailer to turn it into a more like a camp trailer.
Hmm.
I wonder if they shipped it yet. Let's see. If not, I'm just going to ask for a refund. Purchase history. Awaiting shipment. Still has not left. Supposed to be delivered tomorrow, but it hasn't. I haven't got a tracking number on it. So I need to contact the seller and say, when are you going to ship it?
How far away is it?
California. You know it ain't coming tomorrow if it ain't shipped yet.
Good. Yeah, it's a good distance there.
More actions. Contact seller. Shipping 3. How do I track my order? Contact seller. Okay, send a copy to my email. Let's see, I ordered it on what day? I accepted the offer. There. Come somebody.
Yeah, Mike.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Nothing. Working on a RC gasser.
Birds are singing.
Oh yeah, they are big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
25th.
funny. Speaking of birds, I bought my wife one of those bird box bird feeder camera things. I
Huh?
set it up in the yard yesterday, out in the middle of the yard, put it on like a 6-foot pole, and it's got a motion detector on it, and anytime there's birds at the feeder, it goes to her camera phone, to her phone, and she can sit there and watch the different birds sitting on the bird feeder. It's crazy.
Man.
Her and my daughter have been going nuts the last 2 days watching all these birds come to the feeder. So kind of neat technology, man. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So how many squirrels has she caught stealing the food?
No squirrels. I got a anti-squirrel defense cone around the pole that I put in. So
I don't mean nothing.
there's nothing close for them to jump off of to get on it too.
I
mean,
don't mean nothing. Have you watched them guys? There's a guy who's a scientist on YouTube here. He
that
does
flips them.
he flips them off and anti-squirrel traps. Them guys get whatever they want.
Yeah, well, none yet. Anyway, I want to get one. They make one for hummingbird feeders too, and I got like 4 feeders in my yard. I want to get a camera for the hummingbirds too.
Well, they get rid of hummingbirds. We got a bad hummingbird problem here.
Oh, we don't think it's a problem though, Howard. We love it.
Oh, okay.
We like it.
Well,
What would be the problem with a hummingbird?
just having too many of them around, and they're too lazy to go south for the winter.
We actually have little hand hummingbird cups that you hold, and my daughter will sit out there with a pink shirt and just sit in a chair like this, and they'll come right up and be right in front of her face, eating out of her hand, basically. We love them. We love the hummingbirds here.
Yeah.
Not
One
much
of
meat
them,
on them, though. You know, when you shoot one, there's not much meat on them. You need about 50 of them for a meal.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of them came up to my nose one time and decided it wasn't a flower and left. And Mary Lou made fun of my long pink Caucasian nose, you know, because it attracted the hummingbirds.
Cool.
Hey, see my cool shirt?
USA F2B Aerobatic team. I see
Right.
your airplane on there.
No, that's not mine. That's Paul's.
Oh, that's Paul's. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
I
an
see
anteater.
David's. What year is that from?
This year, 2026.
Are
Oh,
you on
okay.
the team?
I'm
I
not
can't-
on the team, no. I got the shirt though.
Are they selling them or what?
I don't know. Jimby made him.
So whose planes are on there? Paul's plane is on there.
The team.
David's plane, Oresti's plane,
Angster.
and Angstrom's plane. Okay, you're real tiny right now, so it's hard for me to see. Okay, yep, got it. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I want one of those. How do I get one of those? I'll buy one to support the F2B guys.
See Jimby.
Okay.
That's what I always-
Oh, and their names are on there too, right? Or
Yes.
is that right?
Yes, I think they're spelled correctly.
Okay. It's very tiny, Howard, so I'm having a hard time seeing it. But I'm guessing those are the names right next to the airplanes, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's nice. Is there anything on the back?
You bet. I can't see it, but you can see it.
Okay.
See the-
Nice.
that team emblem there?
All right. Those are cool, Howard.
Mhm.
I think so.
Yeah.
How much are they?
$14 a piece, I think.
Oh, that's cheap enough.
Oh, shit. I'll take 10.
Yeah.
Like a box of one.
Yeah. I'm going to mute out because I'm getting ready to start a big gasser engine here. So I'll mute
Okay.
out.
Well, it's been nice listening to you.
Bob doing?
I'm okay. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Working on a template panel wing for Frank McMillan.
Of what?
He's building a smaller twin for the 23 millimeter motors. Off a wing I had sent him a few years back. He decided instead of making a single motor airplane, he's going to make a twin out of it. So I had to make a template panel so we can get the shapes of the cells.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay.
no big deal.
You know, every time that I spotlight you, I'm looking at this and I gotta ask, what is that red airplane?
Red
back there?
airplane in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wasn't there yesterday.
Well,
Boy, it's exciting.
Yeah.
yeah.
Riveting conversation.
Let's see. What were my questions? I don't have a question for Bob now.
I don't have any questions for Howard, so I guess we're even.
Yeah. Oh, you probably should.
I ended up with some engines And I got a real interesting one that I think's interesting. It's a Fox Eagle 60. What were they thinking when they made this?
They're thinking, I wonder if we can sell any of these.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over. It feels like a pound. Then I got another Fox that's even bigger than that. That's only a 60. That's an Eagle. And this one here says Fox 60 control line stunt.
Oh, yeah?
But it says on the box,
Make a lot of tip weight out of that.
yeah, for about 1,000 airplanes.
Oh, one really big one.
Yes.
I mean, maybe the box is. Yeah, this can't be the control line. That motor I just showed you got to be the stunt motor. Look at the size of this thing. Let me make me big.
Cool.
Cool. Huh? Let's see, spotlight for everyone. Look at that bad boy.
Wow. That's a slug.
That looks nice.
If you needed nose weight, this is a Fox Eagle. This would be the engine to do it. I worked out a deal with McDaniels for you guys who are still running glow drivers where they're going to give a discount 10%. And if we sell a few of them, she'll give more, like 40%.
That's the little thing you stick on your glow plug, the little lump.
Yeah. They got other stuff too. They got the glow double spark plugs or glow plugs, tools, and they got other stuff, but
Got a box in today from Ed Waskey.
From Ed who?
Ed Waskey.
Kwaski. Oh, I thought you said Ed Muskie. I didn't know he was alive anymore.
It's a E47 thing to go on my cars.
Oh, yeah.
it's got a Lafayette Escadrille Indian on it.
Up here and
Perfect.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blow and make the prop spin. Well, with your nose.
reverse pitch.
Okay.
Pretty cool. There's something in here. I guess it's a mounting something or other.
Probably the clip to put it on the vent.
Oh yeah. Part of it was left in here. I'll put this back on here. Yeah, it's got a little clip to.
Yeah. That's an air freshener, right?
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's what's in the bag is the air freshener thing. You open it up, you put the air freshener in there, close it up, and then freshen your air.
It smells like oil.
It's a P-47. It smells like Billy Werwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I guess you heard, Howard, we had Angstrom and his dad and mom up here and sister last weekend.
Yeah, the whole tribe, huh?
Got that airplane pretty well sorted out, I think, between me and Joe.
Yeah, that's good.
Works really good now. The kid can really fly.
Yeah.
If he had a coach, to work on his mom's a really good coach, actually, Tony. And I think if she puts to use some of the things I showed her, she picked up everything. Once I showed her how to look at a maneuver and see the shape of it, she picked up everything from that point forward that he was doing. Well, we're real exciting tonight.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
cold
looking
here.
at my airplane. Huh? What?
Said it's cold here. I got my heater down for the third time already. I put it away like 4 weeks ago, and I had to get it out again, and then I put it away, and I had to get it out again tonight because it's cold.
Nice here. I should
Even
get one on
even
Stunt.
built a fire in the fireplace inside the house because it's cold enough to have a fire. Probably be the last one of the year. I'm thinking. I'm hoping.
Yeah, right.
But we've had good flying weather. I mean, we've been able to. It's just cold at night, but we're hitting mid 60s, 70 during the day, so we have no problem flying in the afternoons and on the weekends the last couple of weeks. So that's been good. We got out 4 times while Sam was on spring break last week, which was good.
Is he ready?
I think he's as ready as he's going to be, Bob. I don't know how he could, another practice session with the team would be good, or, we have the possibility of one of the team members coming here to Nashville for a weekend again. I don't know if we'll get the whole team together like we did in Dallas, but if we can get one of the minors or Dave to come down for another weekend before we leave, that would be beneficial, because I'm not much good coaching him and flying him in matches, because he can stomp me pretty easily. So I don't know how much benefit he's getting from flying me. He needs to be flying other guys.
Is there a World Cup competition before the World?
There is, but we will not be attending because it would have required basically another 3 days off of school for him, and he's already missing 8 days for us to get to the Worlds and back. So
Yeah, but this is a real life experience that you can't get in school.
well, I get that, but also the team's advice was it's probably good that he's not flying in the World Cup because he's an unknown entity.
Yeah.
He's never been to a Worlds, and
Yeah,
if
you
you fly in a World,
discussed it last time.
yeah,
Yeah.
you fly in a World Cup, they get to see you fly, and they know what you can do. It's better if he just shows up and
Be an advantage.
does what he can do.
Possibly.
I mean, we're as prepared as we can be, I think. All our planes and engines are ready to go. Everything's been gone through, and I don't know what else we can do, other than him trying to, put up a flight every day after school and us flying matches on the weekend. I don't know what else he can do, keep his edge.
No contest between now and then, huh?
No.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Speaking of content, we're going to have a new one up here on the East Coast. Actually, it's kind of revisiting one we had in the past. This guy, Bernie Suhamsky, local flyer, passed
Bernie,
away.
yeah, I love Bernie. What a good guy, man.
Bernie passed away. And I talked to Alan Buck about talking to the club he was in out there. They used to have a control line contest, but I shut it down a couple of years ago. And I said, if they want to run a memorial contest, I would CD it. So he floated it past them, and they do. So it looks like we're going to try to get it on August 2nd, 1st and 2nd. It's a 2-day contest.
Where?
It's in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. About an hour and 10 minutes west of me.
Well,
So Nashville's halfway, Howard. You could overnight here on your way there.
Well, so It has a little more latitude.
When you come in, Howard, I'll let you fly one of my airplanes.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. You can take your pick.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Robbie would love to see it. Not that I wouldn't, you know.
What do you got there, Howard?
I've got a stunt plane that I'm putting dabs of glue on here and there, and now I'm going to reassemble it.
The camera's perspective makes it look huge.
Oh. Okay.
Is it heavy?
Not particularly.
Not
See
particularly.
that?
Drive combat team.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I get one of those stickers?
Well, you want one? I'll make you one, I guess.
Yeah, I would love to have one. I'd put a couple on our,
Wait, you need the new logo. That's what you need.
there's
You
a
need the
new
one that says TNJCT. The new Jive Combat Team.
Oh, the new Jive Combat.
No, it's the old Jive Combat Team. It's with a picture of our founder on it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. It's
Do you
on the
have
back of the shirt, I showed you.
Is it
Oh,
Phil?
okay, yeah.
Howard, is it Phil?
The founder, yes, it is.
Okay.
Can we make him big so we can see? Turn around again, Howard.
I am
He is
big.
big.
Oh,
He
he
is
is big. Okay, all right. I don't know what's going on. My internet is like crazy wonky tonight
He
again.
big for you, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's spotlit already.
Things a little asymmetric.
Well, don't everybody talk at
Mike,
once.
Mike got gone away, and
Who's coming in? Ken. Okay.
Ken.
I talked to Ken this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Ken. I don't see you.
Turn on your camera, Ken. Unmute yourself.
I'll try to remember how to put my airplane together.
Keeps trying. There he comes. There he is. Unmute yourself, Ken. You're muted.
Find your microphone. Click on it.
It's the one that has the little canard symbol on it. Can't hear you.
Gonna turn on the microphone. I can't do it from this end.
You there?
Yep.
So am I.
Hey, Stuart.
How you doing?
Try to get Ken to turn on his microphone.
Oh, hey. I thought you were talking to me at first there.
No, you're good.
Should be right next to your picture. Video.
Bottom lower left corner. It'll say audio. It has a picture of a microphone.
There, well, where is he?
and
So
turn his camera off.
Shut his camera off.
All right, can you hear it now?
now we got you. Now you got to turn your camera on. Now you're off again.
What-
There you go. No, but now you're
No,
okay.
Microphone.
Let me share here. We are going to share what? This, I believe.
Ken, turn on your microphone.
yes, right next to your camera there.
Well,
Let me do
If, if you have an iPhone, in the lower left-hand corner, it says mute. And there's probably a line across it. So just push that button and it will unmute you.
Well, he's unmuted now, but his camera's off.
Well,
Yeah, it's the only two choices I have.
there you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hit
there you
unmute.
are, but your microphone's off now.
hit unmute.
Yeah, look, go back to the microphone, say what you have to say, and then go back to video.
We can't hear a thing. Nope, nothing.
Oh, turn his light camera off again.
But his mic's off too.
Oh well. Hi, Brendan and Angstrom.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Hey guys,
Right.
did you guys get home okay?
Yeah, we got home just fine. We had 4 good tires on the back, so yeah, the RV got home just fine. But we had an issue when we were heading out there where the toilet had a slow leak in it to fill the bowl. And so what we did to solve that was to turn off the pump in the motorhome over and over again. And I just kept yelling at everybody, they'd come out, turn off the pump. Well, was it Sunday?
Yep.
Yeah, the second day we were there at the field, Angstrom, I guess, took a pit stop and forgot to turn off the pump. And so next thing you know, Tony's going over to the motor home a little later, and there's a waterfall streaming out the slide out.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So she said that it just was running the right way and going out the slide out and everything looked great. So, thought there was no big deal. Well, we get it home and something's kind of puckered up under there to the point where, the slide out, one side of it's not moving right. So, yeah, we got that issue now.
That was a real adventure, huh?
Yeah, I'll say it was worth every bit of it, though, with the expert knowledge we had there.
Hey, check out the shirt here.
Yeah, I saw that we got it. We got ours in the mail. That I think showed up yesterday. So
Oh, good.
very nice. Jim did a great job with those.
Yep.
Hey, speaking of the trimming stuff on that plane, Bob, one thing that we ran into, we were flying with a good amount of wind the other day, and in the third loop on the Clover, he was losing some tension up there. Does that suggest anything, or is it just squirrely winds with our yard and the trees? Like what?
It'd be
What
hard
do
to
you
say without watching it. Are you sure you're flying it downwind, or have you tried moving it just slightly one way or another to see if you can get more tension?
Yeah, we did not. We just were flying the full pattern, and there was, I think it only happened in like 2 of the flights for the day. We had about 8 flights that day, and the wind kind of picked up later in the day. But it was about 2 flights where that third loop, he really lost tension. It got really weird.
What are your lap times now?
We're keeping them all between 5.1, 5.2.
Okay, that's about right.
Yeah.
One thing I had seen when we were adjusting that push rod to get the flaps and elevators neutral, if anything, that thing had like a like a half turn too much up elevator. Joe said it was real close and leave it, but I would think if you shorten that push rod by half a turn, I think you might even get a better lock. You had a pretty good lock when we got all done with that. But
Okay.
if you have it apart, just try that.
Now,
Okay.
Shorten it by half a turn on the push rod length, and if you don't like it, go back the other way. But I think you'll like it. But if anything, it was like either dead on or just a tiniest bit up, and we don't want that. We want it to be, level if possible. But it was 100% better than when it got there.
Oh yeah, I'll say. Yeah.
as for the third loop in the clover, the two things I could think of are the wings level.
Yeah.
And vertical CG. And the other thing is your controller level. Namely, you get the same boost insides as you did outsides. At the team trials, you did not. You had a lot more poop in the outsides than you did the insides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the controller. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the climb and dive feature. So,
well, is whether it's level or not. If it's not level, the accelerometer will is supposed to get yaw will get some pitch in it.
okay.
It'll get some.
When it was flying, we didn't notice that, Howard.
Okay, well, it's probably
Joe's pretty attuned to that.
okay. Yeah, then you're okay.
Yeah, that was actually one of the great things with with Joe and kind of what he was doing. We really haven't messed around too much with the climb and dive features, but Joe was sitting there calling out, "Yep, you're getting way too much kick," or "Yep, you're speeding through this." And so he gave us some different suggestions based on different winds that were out there too. And so it was really good to just kind of have that, like, hey, this wind, think this. Hey, this wind, think that. So that again, we're getting a little more precision on the conditions and doing something a little different.
And be sure that when you're out there doing it, it doesn't hurt to experiment a little bit to one way or another. Can always go back.
Yeah.
But that's why you have adjustable features, so you can try things, and then you find what works best, and that becomes your square one. And then if you find something better, you can make that a new square one. If you don't find something better, you go back to the old square one. These things will always have more performance available in them. I don't care how old they get. There's always something you can find to make them a little better here and there, and it'll always change from day to day too. So don't be afraid to experiment within reason. You don't have to go very far afield, but experiment with your settings and see if he likes it better. Because what Joe likes, he might not like, and vice versa. So I would experiment a little bit, get used to adjusting it, and then keep track of the weather conditions and whether your changes get better or worse, and make a little, you keep a notebook, you keep an amazing notebook.
Yeah.
So just keep all that information in there. So when you get into another situation with the same kind of conditions, you can go to the notebook and say, well, we needed this in those conditions.
Right. Back to the third loop, the vertical CG could be too low.
Okay.
So what? How tall are your batteries?
Yeah, they're the Thunder Power 6S batteries. So yeah,
That's the same as other people are using.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would assume so. Thunder Power seems to be the way to go, unless people are making their own, which I know a lot of guys are, obviously.
A lot of guys are. I made my own to have the same vertical CG as Thunder Power, but if it's the new ones, actually they're a little thicker than the old ones. So if they're on edge there, they would be put your vertical CG a little higher. So that's probably not something to suspect. Never mind.
The airplane was flying really well. I mean, once we got the balance point where it belonged, and then got the elevators and flap pretty close to neutral, they were off by about 2.5 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Actually, that's not much.
Well, it was noticeable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Angstrom was roller coastering all over level flight.
Now
Yeah.
it blocks.
Yeah. You can feel the difference between insides and outsides. It's kind of hard to, if it's not symmetrical, it's kind of hard to describe, but
Hey,
you get used to it.
let me ask this other piece here. We were kind of talking about this the other day. In F2B, the judges can only move an eighth of the circle. So they're pretty locked where they're at. You know, I know it's pretty windy down there in Perth. I would hope it's mostly going the same direction, but on our field, the wind is going a little bit of everywhere. You know, can really adjust. So at that point, judges can't really move. I mean, are you? You know, if it's going a quarter of the circle, if it's going 90 degrees or more than that, like, are you just at that point just trying to fly for the judges and not really adjusting, to the wind?
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
that's what Mr. Walker tells me, and he'll tell you when you're down
Yeah.
there.
Now, one thing you might do, you got a team you're working with, and they've been there before.
Yes.
So ask them what the prevailing wind was and ask them if it stayed steady. I would think it would probably be because you're on the west coast of Australia, and anything east of there is a few thousand miles of ocean.
Yeah.
And I would think the prevailing wind is from the west to the east. So you might have a pretty steady wind, but I would check with those guys to see if they noticed any. Of course, it depends on the time of year too. But check with them and see if if it was a pretty steady wind from one direction.
Yeah. Yeah, but it sounds like the advice is you're pretty much flying to the judges. You're at that point you're trying to put on the show for them. You're not trying to
Yep.
necessarily put it to the wind and to get the best maneuvers there.
Yep.
Right. Poke and hope.
Yeah.
Take a little, talcum powder or little bits of paper. I'd take little tiny pieces of paper towel and hold them up and drop them, and you can watch it where it goes. And position the judges just before you fly. That's the best you can do.
Yeah. Okay.
Or you can get a vape.
All right. You didn't hear that, Angstrom. You didn't hear that.
Or a reefer.
What?
This reminds me of Granderson stories.
Boy, I miss Phil.
Yeah.
Here. Say hello to the gentleman. You're leaving.
There's a kitty.
Did anybody ever see the movie, Ben Kingsley movie called Jules?
Oh, sounds familiar, but I can't place it.
It's about an old man living by himself. He's getting into dementia, and a spacecraft crashes in his backyard and takes out his azaleas and his bird bath. And it has to do with cats. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, I think you'd really enjoy it. It's really off the wall, funny movie.
Did my microphone ever get turned on?
Yes.
We're good.
Oh,
Now
no, you
remember
can-
how you did it, so you can do it next time.
Yeah, it was on a hidden tab. You had to scroll over and roll it up and
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
grief.
Not my fault.
Oh, I'll blame it on you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Blame it on Sparky.
Did you guys finish that pizza?
Oh yeah, we did. That was some good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Really
good
like
pizza.
that.
That's a good pizza place.
The Luna.
What's that?
The Luna.
No, it's not Luna. It's Tony's. That's not the
Oh.
road bus.
Okay. Yeah, we went to the Luna, which is right up the road from you, to commemorate Doug Moon's Nats victory that year.
Luna?
Hey, by the way, Bob, on Monday's hangout, we heard you announce twice how spot on Tony's judging is.
I'll tell you what, once I showed her how to look at the shapes of maneuvers, instead of following the airplane like she was doing, I said, look right in the center of the maneuver, follow the shape with your peripheral vision. She picked out every mistake from that point forward.
Yeah, my ability to see the shape for what it is, especially just the loops, like whether it's there's flat spots or things like that, I have a hard time. So I do more of like the easier stuff. She'll see more of the shape, but I'm more about like, okay, intersection. Like you did not hit that intersection over and over again. So
Well, one look at the intersection, one looks at the intersections and bottoms, the other looks at shape, and that's okay too. Just don't overwhelm them with information, but pick one thing at a time.
We don't ever overwhelm you with information, do we? I mean, yeah, we talk a lot. We talk a lot.
Well, at least we got you calling them loops instead of circles.
Yes. Yeah.
We had an interesting thing happen while they were there. A gentleman was flying a ducted fan RC airplane just adjacent to where we were. And he came down and hit the ground pretty hard, knocked the nose off of it, went back in the air. Of course, it was massively tail heavy at that point. Went right through the pit area towards where we were. And the guy slammed into his own truck, hit his own truck with his airplane.
Were you there that year that the pylon racer hit the L pad?
That was during a team selection, wasn't it?
I don't remember. But I was there. I don't remember what. I thought it was the Nats.
That was on the Walker Cup day, and the juniors and seniors fly. I can't remember. Is it Circle 4?
Yep.
So it hit right at the edge of Circle 4, and the last junior or senior, because Angstrom was flying that, probably gotten off the circle about 20 minutes earlier. That thing came in and was just an absolute missile.
Yeah.
If you'd have got hit with it, it'd have killed you.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, we picked up all the shattered remains there. That was scary stuff.
It was going every bit at 200.
I'm impressed. You said Circle 4 instead of Loop 4.
All right, Bob. See, yeah, all your you already said that Tony's much better at this than I am. So yeah,
No, she's much better at coaching the shapes than you are.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean you can't. That doesn't mean you can't learn from her.
Yeah. I'm the pit guy. I'm the guy who makes the magic happen behind the scenes.
She's a good coach. I told her a tip, everybody, that she was turning her head and watching the airplane, and you don't have any reference to where things started and ended. I said, look right in the center of the maneuver and follow the shape of the maneuver with your peripheral vision. And so he did a square. I said, well, now what did he do there? She said, oh, he did a rectangle. I said, exactly right. But you wouldn't have seen that if you've been following the airplane. You wouldn't have a reference point. So that's a good tip when you're coaching shapes of maneuvers, is to look right at the center of the maneuver and don't move your eyes and watch the peripheral vision. You'll see the exact shape. Works every time.
Not a bad idea when you're flying as well.
I do that. I kind of fly like that too. I try not to turn my head and watch the maneuver. I try to look in the center and fly without moving from the center.
One flight I was coached by Don McClave, who's a famous stunt coach, Paul Walker's coach.
Yeah.
But he was coming down with Alzheimer's at the time. So after the flight, he said to me, on your horizontal 8, one of your loops is smaller than the other. Which one? I said. I forgot.
Well, which one is it always? If you're right-handed, we went over this, Brendan. If you're right-handed, which loop will always be smaller?
Yeah, you missed the joke.
Sorry, it's the outside loop because you're reaching across your body.
Yeah, you're stretching, and it tends to tighten that loop up. This loop in the inside is you're not stretching muscles. Here, you're stretching muscles, and it tends to shorten it up.
Yeah.
So that's the one maneuver I would actually turn a little bit instead of facing maneuver. I would go sideways so that the the amount of stress on my arm is the same both ways. No matter,
Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
oh, oh. That's interesting.
it depends on what works for you. If you're left-handed, it's just the other way around. You know,
Keep pushing.
if you're left-handed flying counterclockwise. Hi, John.
Hey, what's that red airplane back there?
I'm about close to the screen.
How you doing there, Bob?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I couldn't help it. I
That's
just
all right. I'm gonna hang something else up there for next week.
put a twin up there.
All I gotta do is put a towel
It
over
won't
it.
fit. They won't fit in there.
Oh,
I'll put the humbug. I got this little electric humbug. I'll put that over.
yeah, there you go.
Actually,
It'll-
I'm giving that to Frankie Embriaco. He needs an airplane to fly, so I'm giving that to him.
Boy, summer's come out here.
What?
We've got summer came out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope you guys are getting it too.
Off and
Summer
on.
came and then left, and then
Yeah.
bad.
Well, it's been in the 80s a couple of days here,
Wow.
but we've had a wind, constant wind. It wouldn't have been good stunt weather. Been good practice weather though for learning to fly in the wind. It wasn't gusty. It was just kind of there.
Oh, that's the
Joe
that's
Gilbert weather.
Yeah.
Hey, Sparky,
Yeah,
I got a gift today from Dave Gerke.
yeah,
It's a bunch of Japanese tissue.
really.
Ooh.
Big pack, pretty good sized packet of it.
The
Hey,
good
did you
stuff.
ask him, Bob? Did you ask him about that set of plans I drew of his All-American Eagle, whether or not Pampa could use them?
Did I ask him? I didn't know I was supposed to.
I thought, well, we discussed it.
Oh,
You forgot?
I'm 78. I forgot what I had for dinner.
yeah.
Well, is it just the idea to make sure it was okay with him if I gave the what I've got drawing wise to Pampa, and Pampa could use it in its.
I'm sure he wouldn't. I'll check with him, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
I was gonna say, when I was your age, I can remember all kinds of stuff. I think. But
I think. Well, the older I get, the better I was, Sir Howard.
yeah, there's that.
Well, I can answer almost anything, but for the wrong questions.
Yeah, yeah.
There's 3 stock answers for when you have one of those moments. Well, ask so and so. I'll have to look it up. And this guy over here to my left answers all my questions.
This is an off the wall question. Has anybody here in this group tried cold laser therapy?
Nope.
Okay, Robbie hasn't. He has the same problem I have with stenosis and pain. He says it took about 50 to 60% of his pain away.
Really?
Yeah. So my brother-in-law, he's in 87, I think, and he's doing it, and it said it took about the same amount of pain away from him too. So I'm starting on Monday, to have a course of 12 sessions for that. I'm hoping that it helps.
What's it called, Rob?
Cold laser therapy.
Okay, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I did a little research on it, and it seems to be the real deal. I mean, pretty much everybody says it takes some pain away, but a lot of people say it takes as much as 60 or 70% of the pain away, and it lasts for a long time. So if anybody's having leg or back or whatever kind of pains, that may be something to investigate.
Cold
Bob,
laser.
I had that a long time ago.
Cold laser therapy.
Cold laser.
Yeah, I had that
Okay.
a long time ago.
Who had it?
This Ken, is my speaker not working again?
Yeah, you're on. You had it?
Yeah, it's been about, well, it's just in its infancy. I'm going to say 8 or 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And chiropractor that I was going to said, this is kind of experimental. I said, go for it. It really did work.
That's what pretty much everybody I've talked to has experienced. That's why I wanted to see if anybody here had.
Yeah.
You know, because my back and legs are getting real bad, and I
In
want to be
fact, he worked himself out of a job.
able to do another year of flying. And
Will it handle like, the nerve damage that I got in my hands and feet?
well, I don't know if it won't heal it, but what it does is apparently it promotes circulation and heals the some of the cells and around it, the tissue, and it gives you some relief that way. It's like an anti-inflammatory thing.
Really?
Yeah, so give it a shot. I mean, if you haven't.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Howard, and whoever else here flies at the Nationals. Anybody else here fly at the Nationals?
Thanks to.
You know, a couple of years ago, I kind of retired from up on the LPAD part of it. If I were to get this cold laser and be able to get functional again, do you think they'd kill me if I came back?
It'd be for the second or third time, wouldn't it?
It'd be for like the second time, yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, everybody expected.
Well, I had one guy come up to me last year, no names. I went to fly classic because that's a one-day thing. I could get through one day.
I know who it is.
And, yeah, don't say. And the guy came up to me and he said, "I thought you retired." And I said, "Well, I pointed up to the LPAD. I said, I retired from that thing up there. I can't do a whole week." And he was entered in classic, and he went over and he said he took his name off the board. I said, "Why'd you do that?" He says, "Because you're flying."
He might have beat you.
Is that a compliment or what is it?
It was a statement of some sort, I guess, but
Uh,
So I mean, I don't want to. If I do get some relief and can come back and fly, I'd love to. But that's why I couldn't do it, because I couldn't take a week up the asphalt anymore. I could take one day flying, maybe 2-3 flights a day. But if I get feeling better, I would like to continue doing this.
Well, I'd like to see you do it just so I could use up these big signs I got, like loop, and triangle, and
yeah.
What'd you get them from Larry Foster?
Yeah.
Oh, he's only 78. He won't need that.
He already needed it. I was there.
Oh, okay.
2 years in a row, or maybe 3 years in a row, I got the Pachyderm Award because I left out I won the first round 3 years in a row in old time. And then I left out a maneuver in the second round. So the next year, Larry Foster and his girlfriend, now his wife, I guess, shows up with cue cards, big cue cards, and showed me what the shape of the maneuver was. Next maneuver. It was funny.
It's been fun, hasn't it, Bob?
It's been great.
Good to meet Mr. Colbert, Ken there for the first time. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing as well as can be expected, maybe even a little bit better.
Good.
It only gets better from here, bud.
Is that a circus ride, Howard?
I'm sorry, what?
Is that a carnival ride?
Is this a carnival ride?
Yeah.
Looks like a leading edge to me.
Yeah.
Pretty bright.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You gonna be able to get a plane flying, Ken, for the contest?
I'm trying. First one comes up here in May. I've got a plane I can fly.
That's
If I have
good.
to, I can fly it in any event. That's why it got named the trifecta. It's a legal classic profile, so I can literally fly it the whole contest with one airplane.
There you go. You
If
work
not,
on another one with the canard in front?
yeah, the one I'm just starting on, I'm going to try and make the nationals this year. Lord
Great.
knows why. I'm going to get creamed, probably last in the qualifying, but I need to get my feet back in there.
There you
So
go.
I'm building a slightly smaller version of the one that I built before.
What
I
size
found
electric
out,
motors?
yeah,
What?
battery wise, you need to use the 23 size
Yeah.
motors. Power wise, you need to use the 28s. The only way to make that work is to have a smaller and lighter airplane. So
You
I'm
could
building.
you could really complicate things in the nose bird by making it a tri-motor.
I'm having to fly that silly thing right now on a 4200 MAH battery, 5S. You know, you put that kind of a brick in the front of an airplane, and it's almost up to 75 ounces now.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's
Yeah.
nice in the wind, but it needs a lot of power, and the power uses the battery. So I just need to downsize.
Yeah. Well, we found with Gordy's twin, of course, we were working with wet power, but we found that the 15s were plenty adequate, you know, on a 9.4 prop.
Yeah, they add up, don't they?
Yeah.
You had 4 of them, that's pretty good.
Well, that's where we got the idea, was from that wild guy that was running 4 of them on that, 100-ounce airplane?
Yeah.
It,
You need to do
it
wrist
was a
exercises.
100-ounce airplane.
You need wrist exercises before you go flying.
He lifted weights and stuff.
I like the pull of the big heavy airplane. I just don't like what it does to your shoulder after about 4 or 5 flights.
Well, just remember that Rembrandt could not have painted his masterpieces if, while he was painting, someone was trying to pull the brush out of his hand. Hey, Mark, we need a Bearcat report. We need a VSC report.
Well, I'm back from VSC. What do you want to know about VSC?
How'd it go?
Good. Had a great time again. We had good weather, except it was kind of hot, but we flew in the morning, so didn't bother us too much. And the wind stayed down, so it was really a great week for weather. As long as you went to the hotel in the afternoon and stayed cool.
That place can get windy.
Oh yeah.
I'll try to share something, Mark, because I don't know where they've moved the share button so that I can add multiple persons.
I don't understand what you just said, Sparky.
If you got pictures of VSC or something you want to share, try sharing it so that I can turn it on, because I can't find it on this screen anymore. They've changed it.
It's over there by my mute button.
I don't have any pictures of VS. Well, I got pictures of VSC. I could show you if you want to see them.
Yeah, go ahead, try to share it. Let's see what happens. So it says Mark Gerber is requesting you to allow multiple share. Yes. Okay, so I have to wait now to turn that on. They got some kid in the corner making this better for us.
Jim Hoffman has put together a nice write-up on VSC. And I think he's posted it on Stunt Hangar, hasn't he, Sparky?
Yeah, I posted a link to it.
And
Dennis Noon usually writes good reports too.
well, Jim did it this year. I think he made some comment about Dennis helped him or something, but
I like the way Dennis writes. He's a good writer.
yeah. Al Hager was there, and I was trying to convince him to get back into the writing mode.
Who's that?
Yeah, Al Hager.
Yeah. How's he doing?
Well, pretty good, I think. His wife, I don't know. I didn't try to dig into what his wife's health was, but apparently she's not doing well. So
Yeah, he was editing that Knights of the Round Circle newsletter or whatever it was out there.
the rag,
The rag, yeah.
or the nag.
The nag, yeah. And he gave it over to that other guy, Don Barrett.
Yeah, I used to get it. I still get it every Monday morning.
Me too. Yeah. That's a good job.
I thought Al had some kind of career in literature or English or something, and he said no. He was a production scheduler and then a dog trainer.
You guys just reminded me, there's some kind of guy in Europe that's doing some type of magazine or not.
Yeah,
magazine.
Niels Lofgruth. He does a thing called Lina, and it's exceptional.
It's wonderful.
And you pay for it, right?
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pay for it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I paid and I've never got one. I don't remember who to talk to about it.
I can give you Niles's. Call me tomorrow. I'll send you his email address.
Okay. Yeah,
he's a good guy.
It's been, I don't know, 6 months. Do they only do it once a year, or twice a year, or what?
I think by months or quarter, maybe it's quarter.
Twice a year, I think.
Yeah, maybe I'll still get it. But it just struck me. Wait a minute, I paid for something I never got it.
So am I allowed to go now, Sparky, or is it still waiting?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
See a brand new Bearcat.
Well, I haven't got a whole lot done this week yet. I'm still recuperating from being on travel, but this is what it looked like before I left.
Yeah.
And then here I've been working on the control surfaces.
Yeah.
And then I screwed up.
They look like candy.
There's the cowling for the engine and the door for the rudder mechanism, the elevator adjustment. But here's where I screwed up. I peeled this mask off here and it picked up the paint here in the lower part of the C. Just peeled it right off. I've never had that happen before with glass coat. So I had to sand it down and I'm refinishing it right now. And I got some more masks from my local sign shop. So here's the C and the B to redo the rudder. And here's all the landing gear wells and the tail wheel, and this will be my AMA number on the wing. So I've now got all the stencils ready to go.
Did you use the hair dryer?
The hair dryer.
Hair dryer, yeah.
For what, Howard?
To warm up the tape before you pull it off.
Oh. No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah, look for world-class finishing tips by the lone driver. It's
I've done that on some other planes, but like I said, I've never had it happen on Classcoat before.
That's an article on.
I was overconfident.
The lone driver.
Yeah, world-class finish tips.
Anytime you got paint pulling up with dope, you don't have enough thinner in it. Anytime you got paint pulling up with enamels, such as Classcoat, you got dirt under it. Dust. You didn't get it wiped off good enough.
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened. From work, it's whenever we had a bonding problem, that was always the primary cause, was just not adequate cleaning before we did the bonding. So anyway, that's where I am right now.
You got your work cut out.
About another couple weeks, we'll see the flaps on it.
Well, yeah, I got to get that rudder cleaned up and repainted, and then I think I'll be ready to put on some ink lines and still have some touch up to do in the main airplane.
You gonna do the Al Rabe trick with silver ink lines?
No,
Good.
I
Yeah.
used a lighter blue than the dark blue that's on the airplane.
You gonna show chip paint like Al used to do and Zeus fasteners and all that crap?
No,
I showed chip paint on this airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's not simulated, that's for real.
that's real. Yeah. We have authenticity here.
it's like when Keith Trussell built that scale model of the twin engine Savage for a carrier. He flew it for the first time at the Nats last year, and he told me he horsed it off the ground too fast and the tail scraped. And the place where the tail scraped was the tail hook. And all he did was put very realistic scrapes under the tail hook.
Yeah. I've got this plan, you guys talking about scale models, and I just showed a motor that, you know, I couldn't figure out what to do with it. I think I'm gonna take that Fox Eagle and put it in this airplane. Look at the size of this airplane. Now this is a scale model. It has 0 wing. Let me make me big here. That'll be next year's project. Oh,
A47?
yeah,
Whose plans are those?
this was not stunt. I mean,
Oh, okay.
you'd have to put a different wing in it. It's there's hardly any wing in it at all. See that little wing?
Oh my goodness.
You'd think that would be an elevator, not a, but yeah. But it sure got a nice shape to it. And the plans are, let's see here. So Northern Hobbycraft Products, New York City. Modern Hobbycraft Products. I'd say that these plans are pretty old. But it'd be a cool scale airplane to build.
Locked up there for a minute. See here. Now that I see the perspective between the aspect ratio between the fuselage and the wing, if Billy's airplane would have been closer to scale, the fuselage would have been about 15 inches around. Yep.
Would have been huge.
I've seen some pictures of a really nice semi-scale P-47 that Jim Lynch built.
Oh yeah. That was a Perot, I think.
No,
P-47.
no. It was much more scale than the Pro.
Yeah, I thought.
It looked like he did a P-47 like Al Raby would have done it.
But now I remember, Jim did talk to Al Raven. They kind of colluded together and built that airplane.
I'd like to get a set of plans of that thing, or I don't know whatever happened to it.
We noticed something I couldn't see. Somebody had spoken with a raised hand, whatever that means.
Some of that Japanese tissue.
Oh,
use that in place of all that carbon veil.
Yeah, I got enough stuff to cover airplanes with now. I just need some airplanes. I just got
if I live long enough to build them, I want to build a KF 100. I've already got the plans for the inline engine, so it's just it's just, they just modified the nose of that to make it. But I think that would be a nice plane to show up with.
Yeah.
It actually turned out to be, from what I read, a really good aircraft.
That Miles research airplane that was never built that you showed that one night, that's beautiful, but it won't work.
I know. I started drawing it, laying it out, and man.
I mean, it would fly, but then the cells are too long.
Yeah.
Now that Ken's here, my controls are jamming at full bell crank deflection. That never happened before until Ken came.
I knew it.
This was a problem that he talked about, and I worried about it. I put in some stops, but now it's jamming at full control.
What a lively group.
Yeah.
Gary's starting to nod out, so right on time.
Gary's dependable.
Ken will be close behind him.
Hey, John, have you talked to Walter Umlin lately?
Not in a while. He was having some problems, and he was wanting some help, or not wanting. He's wondering if I could set up a GoFundMe page for him. And I said I checked into it, and I said I don't know how to do this. I said one that I do know that knows how to do this is Bob Hunt. I don't know if
I don't know how to do it.
Haven't you set up a couple?
No, that one for Wearwich was set up by a friend of Lorraine's. I just suggested they do it. That was the easy part.
Yeah. Well, that's the last I had. Why you need to get in touch with him or what?
Well, Mike Griffin, whoever he is, I don't think I've ever met him. He's been posting on Stunt Hangar, looking for a set of plans for a Sterling Spitfire.
Well, I have them, but I can't give them out because
I know I've got a set too that you gave me under condition I don't hand them out. So I didn't know what to tell him or say anything, so I haven't responded at all to his post. But
yeah, I can't release them without his permission.
I was at a contest a couple of years back where first place was a Sterling Spitfire kit. Second place was 2 Sterling Spitfire kits.
Well, when we did the kit, I went through there, and setting it up based on the parts and all that, and somebody did that and made a pencil drawing, on vellum of the Sterling Spitfire, and had it laid out, and they claimed that it was accurate, that they used the parts to line everything up. But if that's true, then that the incidences were so screwed up on that, it would have been terrible to trim.
Can you imagine tracing around one of those die cut ribs, those dice?
Oh yeah. So instead, when we did his kit, I went in, I used that for the outline, and then I laid it out specifically to fit inside that outline. But I set up the incidences correctly.
I don't believe I've ever seen one of those fly.
I've been told that it flew fairly well. But I don't know. I don't think many of his kits have been built. I think they're sitting in people's shelves, you know. Probably in another 20 years, there'll be a whole bunch of them on the marketplace.
Figuring they're worth $1 million.
Right.
You know, I saw that Jerry Garcia's guitar Tiger going at a Christie auction just went for $11 million.
$11 million?
I think we all took up the wrong hobby.
I think you're right. We
11
could have been rich, famous, and left things for our kids that would be worth more. Well, I don't know, a truckload of good balsa probably worth about the same amount.
Yeah, really. At a 40% discount.
Yeah.
What would you guys say is the most precious or valuable element in the universe?
To us, also.
Well, to anybody. It is wood, because we're the only planet that can grow it.
Brazilian rosewood?
No. It is wood. You know, there's gold in outer space, there's silver and all that all in outer space. There's no wood because there's no life that we know of. I mean,
As we know of, yeah.
so the most valuable commodity in the universe is wood.
Wow.
You had to think about it for a minute, but
I thought it might have been chocolate ice cream, you know.
Yeah, same principle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can find gold, silver, lead, cadmium, whatever you want on meteors and in space, but you ain't gonna find no wood.
Huh.
If you did, that'd prove one thing.
There's life somewhere else.
Yeah. I thought there was a meteor they found that had carbon traces in it.
Oh, yeah, they got carbon, but probably no wood.
No wood.
Well, what isn't carbon based on?
On wood?
What
No, it's
point
the other
was-
way around.
Huh?
Carbon's not based on wood, it's the other way around.
I thought carbon was a byproduct of life.
It's a chemical element.
Okay.
That girl Rhonda, who owns that Sonictronics, told me that the reason why there's no balsa wood is the windmills. Well, that's just not true anymore.
It's
They're
true.
not using wood in windmills.
Good.
Not anymore.
But once they found out they could get what they're getting for it from us, they're not going to bring it down in price.
Yeah, well, we go to the windmill surplus store, maybe they got some.
You know what they do with those windmills? They don't break them up where we can use anything of that wood. They crush it and put it in a site and bury it.
Well, we couldn't use it anyway because it's end grain.
Right.
It's end grain put into a slurry of some kind of epoxy and some kind of a, chop or something, and then.
And the wood that has gone into these tanker ships and that for insulation.
That's balsa.
Yeah. And the bottom floor of Corvettes used to be balsa.
Yeah, the inside the frame rails. They actually when they put the frame rails together, the chassis, it's inside of it. You go to Bowling Green, you can actually see some of that.
Yeah, but it wasn't 4-pound wood, I'm sure. Probably was 10-pound.
That I don't know.
Bob Gialdini told me that they found a company there that they were tearing down ships, just dismantling them, and they had all this balsa from the life rafts.
Yep.
and they're just throwing it away, and they would sneak into there and haul it out of the garbage cans. And like as Olympics, all of those were built with that salvaged balsa.
Well, the Liberty ships used to have life rafts that were canvas wrapped around balsa,
Right.
also, and that's where they were all put up in the Hudson River just south of West Point. When I was a kid, I used to go up there with my grandfather, and it was like 10, 12 miles of ships, 5, 6, 8, 10 deep out into the river, Hudson River, and you go by them for several minutes. And Berkeley Model Company, Bill Effinger, he made a deal to buy all the rafts, and that's why that wood in the old Berkeley kits is so brittle and bleached white, because it was from those rafts, and it was very brittle because of being out in the elements all day. That's where all that wood came from.
We had a paddle boat here in St. Louis, Casino Queen, that they scrapped, and Gary Hayjack went down there and got boxes of blocks, and it was the lightest stuff. They were 2.5 inch thick by 8 inches wide by a foot long.
Yeah, Dan McGee got some too.
Yeah, Dan McAtee got some. Yeah, they were great. Now they're all gone. I've used them up.
How come I never get in on any of this stuff?
Yeah.
They were 3-pound wood.
After the war, they were bringing back those fighter planes into Port Elizabeth, a lot of them, and they were dumping them into the river, P-51s and P-47s and whatever, just dumping them. But before they could dump them, they had to take the gas tanks out. And the gas tanks were held in place by these big, long pieces of balsa wood. Some are 5 and 6 feet long, like 3.5-pound balsa wood. And my dad found out about that. This is back in the 40s, and mid 40s. And he went back down there with a pickup truck, and for like $5, he bought, I don't know, just a huge amount of this stuff. And I remember having it stored up in the rafters in our basement shop, was stored in all the rafters. And I had that balsa wood. I was using it all the way up through the late 70s.
Is there still any of that left in the cash your son's going to get?
What's that?
Do you still have any of that left in the cash that your son is going to get as his inheritance?
Oh, all the circle burner guys came down. I used to cut it up into one-ish blocks and 1 1/4, 1.5 inch blocks, and I had like drawers filled with the stuff. And all the circle burners would come down and they'd glom the wood off of me. Over the years, I got rid of it all, unfortunately. It had a fungus in it, fungus and wormholes. It was great because it was like super light, A lot of it had wind checks in it, though.
You guys know what orange crates are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad had a bar in California, and we used to take our trash to the dump. So my dad says, help me take this load of trash to the dump. So we go to the dump, and when we get there, one of the farms, this is in the Indio area. Indio is, agricultural, mecca at that time. They had all these orange crates there. There was probably, there was 5 pickup truckloads worth. We went to the dump with 1 load and came back with 5 loads of all these bundled orange crates. They were beautiful. The slabs were 4 inches wide, 3/16 thick, clear white pine, and the ends, and it was great stuff. We built a lot of herringbone, wallpaper type stuff out of it. It was great.
Huh.
Go to the dump with 1 and come back with 5.
I used to have plans for what they call the orange crate canoe. You remember that? You use those crates
to make a canoe.
Yeah, you laid out the chides, you laid it out, then you laid those planks on there, faired them in, and then you wrap canvas up and top and connect it up to the top of the gunnel up there. You could build with all those free orange crates. You could build one for about $25.
Wow!
I remember as a kid going to Thrifty Mart, the supermarket, and buy an orange crate for $0.10. You get 4 or 5 orange crates and build a soapbox derby car out of it.
Yeah.
That's where I learned how to nail wood building a soapbox derby car. Because they'd have them crappy nails and, the 10 penny or whatever they were. And didn't have any money, so we'd straighten the nails. Well, you straighten the nail, it's weak. And I'd hit that with a hammer and it'd bend over and I'd get so mad. My dad showed me, you got to hit it with determination. And he did drive it with one swat. So, yeah.
I knew guys hanging sheetrock could do that. They lay that nail up there. They tap just to get it, and they move their hand out of the way. Boom! Drive that sucker all the way.
Got to hit it with determination. Of course, I used to steal my sister's steel skates, and you take them apart and you put it on a 2x4, and you put the ice crate on top and a broom handle, and you got a scooter.
Oh yeah. Well, you remember the first skateboards were made out of those skates and a 2x4.
Yeah.
I know. I made one.
What happened? I mean, there's none of that shit going on anymore.
Well, they found out that you could buy the skate setups off of the regular skates, and they with the urethane wheels and they all work better. And they just were better.
That's not the point. There's no innovation anymore now. I mean, if we'd had urethane wheels back then, we'd have used them. But you got to think of it first. Well, I don't see nobody doing anything like that anymore. No kids doing anything like that.
Because you can buy everything.
A different reality. Kids have their own reality today, and they're entitled to it. We had ours; they have theirs.
Well, they got this guy on YouTube that goes around and asks millennials and Gen Z different questions, and he's at college. These are college kids. Where's the capital of the United States? And they say, well, we have a capital. I mean, they don't know anything.
There's 14 months in a year,
Yeah, shit like that. Nothing. It's not real.
15 minutes is what part of an hour? They have no clue.
Yeah.
I bet you Angstrom knows.
Queen Elizabeth is the queen of where? And they'd say, Vietnam? No.
Yep, it's scary.
Who won the Civil War? It's stupid.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Yeah, well, they don't know.
I don't even know who fought in the Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. What's that?
You ask them when the War of 1812 was. They have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, you can see those videos on YouTube, and I like watching them. They're mostly shorts. That guy asking those questions.
Pretty funny. What time is it?
We got about 15 minutes before we shut the YouTube off.
Anybody see this red airplane behind me?
Yeah, what is that?
That's the most famous of its type.
Yeah. I bet you Ken Hale and Lester Grogan had no idea that so many people would be interested in their airplane.
Especially if it's red.
Yeah.
But you know what it is, Bob? The way you got it painted when you first look at it, you can't see the white structure, so you see this thin winged thing back there that's red.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It looks like a B-52 in the air.
Yeah. I'll bet it does.
But it flies good. It turns, it locks, it tracks, flies like a stud ship.
Yeah.
Well, they had a stunt version of it, didn't they?
There was an airplane called the King Sweep.
King Sweep, yeah.
Frank Williams built one. I don't know how it flew.
Do the lead outs come out of the wing ahead of the leading edge?
Yeah, the front one comes out ahead, and
halfway in the wing.
the back one comes out right at the leading edge, and the front one I have going through one of those fences, the wing fences, and I got it slotted there so I could adjust the front lead out forward aft. Flies good.
You guys, you see my vortex generators on this thing? Let me turn the camera.
Big.
Hang on. I can still do that.
Look at that.
Yeah, a little rat droppings. Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, little bitty things.
Got
Yeah.
any paint on that airplane?
Yeah, I got a lot of paint on it.
Yeah, I know.
Is that the anteater on the front of your shirt?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't hear about it. This is the stunt team shirt.
Oh, is it? Cool.
Yeah, it's got all the U.S. stunt team.
Where can you buy those, Howard?
I don't know, but I got mine from Jim Aaron.
Okay, I'll call Jimmy.
What does the hat look like?
I don't know. They didn't let me have one.
I thought I saw a hat with the stuff that that was somebody posted. Not somebody. Brendan posted on.
He's somebody.
He's somebody, but yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to give him a better name than just somebody.
Yeah.
At his height, he's almost several.
Yeah.
Somebody's, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till he stops growing.
I feel like Peter Dinklage around him.
It's like
not many people got that.
No.
it's like flying combat with him, and you want to apologize, you know.
When he starts saying, "You rang,"
I just saw that picture on Facebook, I think, of Bob, you and Joe Daly mentoring
It looked like a
Angstrom
dwarf.
a weekend ago or two.
Yeah, it looks like.
And I first looked at it, I said, "Who's that little guy?"
Yeah.
I'm about 5'11", and I used to be 6 feet. I'm about 5'11" now. I shrunk a little, but I feel like a dwarf compared to him.
You know, one of my favorite height moments was I was over in Ireland, and you can imagine, you know, shorter folks over there, and I'm in a pub, and I'm talking to a British friend of mine who's 6'5", and the flow of traffic in the pub just kept going right between us and didn't bother us one bit as we talked right over everybody. And I'm not joking. That was just how it was. The flow of traffic was going right between us the whole time. And it was
A different level of conversation.
Yeah.
That's like being in Japan, Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony told me that as well. Tony spent 3 months over in Japan, and she's 5'11", and yeah, I think she was the tallest person over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're looking over the top of them, you know, and it's just like you don't notice them, and they don't notice you. They just, you know.
You need to stay away. You need
as well. Tony spent 3 months over in Japan, and she's 5'11". Yeah, she I think she's the tallest person over there.
You need to stay away from people named David.
Little guys with a sling.
There's Jim Hoffman.
Hey, Bob. How are you?
Good. How you doing, guy?
Terrific.
I wanted a VSC report. I told him to read your write up on the Stunt Hangar.
Yeah, it's there. I tried to put everything in it.
Looks like they had a successful contest.
Yeah. You know, the weather was interesting because summer arrived early in Tucson. It was mighty hot, but we started early, we ended early. So we never had to deal with the extreme heat, and the wind held off. I don't think any round went past 11:30 in the morning.
Wow.
So
I can
You guys
remember
are
flying in
figuring
some
the desert
horrendous.
out.
I couldn't hear. Two people were talking at once.
You guys figured it out. That's what you do in the desert. You get up, sleep during the day and get up at night.
That's exactly right.
I tell you, it can get really windy out there, though. I've been there some years where I had to fly in some horrendous wind.
Yep.
I can remember when they had 80 or plus participants though, and you couldn't get done before 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
There,
The good old
there
days.
were years when it was 90 people in Classic, and we were fearful we were going to run out of daylight.
Yep.
I remember judging at one of those, and you saw, 50 flights. You were fried. That was bad practice. I'm glad we.
Oh yes.
I remember those days.
But it was nice. It was nice to see everybody. Everything went well. It was nice to see Bob McDonald. He looked good.
You know what I miss most about that? I missed two things. I missed going to La Fuente's, and I missed going up to Gates Pass and climbing up in the mountains with Billy.
Yeah, there's some nice things out in and around Tucson. It's a nice place. People don't have time to go enjoy it, really. They're doing the airplane thing.
Tom McClave, did he show up? Tom McLean, I mean.
Nope.
Mike Cavell?
Mike Cavell lives, I believe, in Maine with his ex-wife. I haven't seen Mike in probably 10 years.
He used to live in Tucson, didn't he?
Yeah, a long time ago. And Warren's gone now, right? Warren's back in Michigan.
Yeah, Lou Wolgass was selling a lot of his stuff, propellers and tanks and so forth.
Why would you go to Tucson to retire and then leave Tucson to go to Michigan?
That's where his family is.
Yeah.
Well, they can move to Tucson. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, that Warren was not happy about leaving, but that was the right thing to do. He needed to be near his daughter. And Lou has been trying to get, divest his airplane stuff.
There's the apricot poodle. Hey, buddy.
This is Graham. He's a golden doodle.
He looks like an apricot poodle. They're smart.
There he is.
Hey, buddy.
Looks like my dog with a perm.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
I got golden.
So I'm trying to think what else is noteworthy at VSC. We had a couple new people. That was very nice to see. One guy, it was kind of a bucket list thing for him, and he did it, so that was nice. We had two.
Was Steve Harris there?
No, he was not. I emailed with him. I forget why. He had some reason.
Did John Callentine bring a new plane?
No, he flew the Mustang.
Oh, okay.
15-year-old Mustang. Still flies pretty good.
Did a fellow come down from Klamath Falls area named James H. Dean?
I know James Dean, and no, he did not come.
Oh, okay.
We had two local guys that have been flying with us that actually entered. One entered old-time stunt, flew an Ed Capitanelli airplane. His name is Chuck. And another guy from Texas that's moved to town. And he flew an Oriental and Classic. And they're out there most Sundays with us. So it's nice to see some new faces. That's a rarity. We're happy for that.
When you say new faces, are they new faces that are old or new faces that are young?
I'd say they're new faces that are younger than me, but I wouldn't call them young.
Oh. And we need some younger new faces.
Whatever happened to, was it Mike Duffy?
He's around. I'm in touch with him. He lives in Tucson. He's married. He's got a couple little kids. I see him maybe once a year.
He was on his way to being a good flyer.
Yep. You know what? About 2 years ago, he came on a Sunday to the airplane field. I was there, and I gave him a flight on an airplane. He did pretty good. But he's still around. He's still around.
He was Whiteley's protege.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a good flyer. He still is.
Kind of nobler that I guess he refinished about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it's got my prop and I think my engine.
Wow.
You're gonna have to increase the prize money, and then maybe you'll get him back.
We got prize money now?
We all get paid what we're worth.
Well, the only prize money I ever was offered was a few years ago. I got a flight on Dave Fitzgerald's airplane, Thunder Gazer.
Yeah, how's your arm feel?
Well, pretty long, a little longer, but the guy who launched it offered me $5 to crash it.
Is that Brett? I flew that airplane one time, and I have a lot of respect for David. He flies it all day long. I put one flight on that, and my arm hurt for a month.
Yeah, it pulls. It pulls. It was a good airplane, though. I see why he does well with it.
Cute airplane.
It was very, very friendly.
Yep. Turn, lock, track, really nice.
Yep.
It had a lot more nose weight in it than I would have used, but it did the job.
And now he's got he built the electric version.
Oh, I know. Jim Aaron, a lot of Jim Aaron in that electric fuselage. And his first contest with it, he got what, a 617?
He flew well. He was in Tucson in February with it.
I want to know what he did wrong.
Yeah, he flew well. Although I don't know if he's discovered the ultra lightweight propellers yet.
Well, if he's hanging around with Paul and those guys, he's got the right stuff.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Jim,
Sir.
How much did you pay for those trophies? May I ask?
I think I'd have to check. I have in the mid-20s without the base.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
So yeah, I volunteered to make some trophies, but I think one could buy them. I might buy them instead of making them.
Yeah.
For those particular trophies, if I could make them, but I'd rather pony up the money and buy them.
I keep good records. I'll let you know what I paid. But
okay,
another
thank you.
subtle thing is, there's a wooden base.
Yeah.
John Callentine makes those for free.
Yeah.
And I know that if I had to buy those, that was not cheap.
Yeah, I print the bases for free. So same price.
I don't know if you saw or not. John just did 2 really nice pull test units like you guys have out there. He did 2 of them for the dance, and Joe Gilbert is transporting them back for us.
Yep, I saw them. I saw them in construction, and I saw them done.
They're beautiful.
Yep. And you know what? We during the contest, somebody broke a line and suggested that the scales are pulling different. We have 2 circles, and he suggested that maybe they're pulling different. So I'm sure they weren't, but I wasn't going to ignore that comment. So I brought some scales out and we did some pulls. I set it at, say, 30 pounds. And I did probably a dozen pulls on the two different scales, two different pull test machines.
Get on.
Yeah, I measured 29 to 30 pounds each time. So
Yeah, I asked John how he calibrates them when he builds them, and he does it the way I think it would be right.
Yep.
Counting for the weight of the board and everything else.
He does everything pretty well right.
The biggest variation I saw is, well, there's technique, but also the weightlifter weights, the 5 and 10 pound weights.
Right.
Uh,
They can vary.
There was a small variation, he said, between them,
Alan
but
Buck,
not enough to make a difference for what we're doing.
Alan Buck had weights for us, 210s and 2.5s. He's painting them, but he also has a feeding grain store there with a really good beam balance. And he says he's going to get them right on the money if he has to grind off, to get them down to the exact weight, or if he has to add a coat of paint or whatever to get them to the exact weight, he's going to do it.
Yeah, I think people will like those pull test machines. It's a big upgrade from what I've seen other places.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And what I do like about them is they're pretty idiot proof.
Well, they have to be.
Well, somebody read the sheet wrong and set way too heavy for me one day.
They're not perfect, but they're about as close as you're going to get. What I do like about them is, I don't know if you folks know how they work. If you set it for, say, 30 pounds, you can't pull more than 30 pounds. You're lifting a weight. So it's not like a spring scale where you just keep pulling. So that's a nice feature.
As soon as the weight starts to lift, the load becomes less than whatever the rated one was.
Slightly, yeah. So yeah, we've been using those for a long time. So that set that he made for the gnats, as a matter of fact, there was an upgrade to it. I saw a feature that was a little improvement, and they'll last you as long as we're all around.
Well, after we're gone, the gnats is gone, I'm sure. Well, guys, I'm going to shut the YouTube off. We're going to stay here for the after party. Let's see here. Now I got to find it again. Oh, they make things so hard.
I'm doing something I learned from Bob Gieske. I'm cleaning straight pins, cleaning the glue off of straight pins. It's very therapeutic. You can do it for hours.
Alrighty. All right, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share the videos. And I know I haven't been on during the day here lately. It's because of work, but we're not going to have that problem anymore. So I will see you tomorrow. We'll go back to the Aries. So fair winds, tight lines. See you. Okay, we're off of YouTube.
All right, I got to sign off too, so I'll see you guys.
I'm turning it
Take
over.
care.